You know, right now we're learning new information about the heartbreaking story of 3 kids abandoned by their mother, living alone in a Pontiac home for years.
Heartbreaking. In fact, deputies believe 3 children ages 12, 13, and 15 were locked in their home since 2020 or 2021. They were discovered living in filthy conditions February 14th. Their 34-year-old mother arrested that same day. Now criminal charges against the mother are expected anytime now.
Well, now the sheriff is shedding new light on exactly how long the children were abandoned, gaps in the school code that enabled this, and money now being raised to help them.
7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels joining us with all of that information from Pontiac.
This story continues to grow more and more disturbing. We now know that these 3 kids, ages 12, 13, and 15, were living alone, abandoned in this Pontiac home for nearly 5 years.
You wouldn't do this to an animal, let alone your child.
Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard shedding light as to how it is possible that 3 kids lived abandoned in this home filled with mold, trash, and feces for nearly 5 years.
In 2020, the mother dropped off some trash bags, gloves, and Febreze, and that was about the last thing related to hygiene.
These pictures a window into the horrors that 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13 years old, lived in with their 15-year-old brother. According to the sheriff, they were abandoned at the home somewhere between the spring and the summer of 2020.
Only one of the 3 that ever came out was the young boy, and he came out twice. Once because he wanted to feel the grass, which by itself is heartbreaking, and a second time to check the mail.
They survived off food that their mother would drop off or have delivered.
Towards the end, the children apparently were getting a loaf of bread dropped off that was intended to last 3 to 4 days.
We're told that the children were found during a wellness check for their mother Friday. They were upstairs, filthy, hunched over, hair matted, and whimpering. The mother is now in jail while the 3 children are staying with their grandfather. Their father was incarcerated for a time and had sought to reunite with his kids.
Consent agreement was arrived at in 2022, but the mother still would not allow him to see the kids. All of us are asking, how the heck did this happen? How did we lose 3 kids?
Bouchard says that while investigating, detectives found gaps in the school code that allowed these kids to be unaccounted for years. To protect future children, they are now looking to change state law and make it so that before a child is unenrolled from a school, the school needs to receive written confirmation of enrollment from the receiving school.
Our detectives saw them at their interview at Care House. They were already making amazing progress, having had some tender love, having had some supportive care, having been put in new clothing and some basic hygiene.
The healing for these children has just begun after being left abandoned for years. The entire community is now looking out for them. The sheriff says that the clothing donations have been overwhelming, and they have now published this link to raise funds for the siblings' futures.
Law firm that would set up a trust fund so that we can take 100% of what we receive in donations for these kids and put it in a trust that can be administered, that can take care of maybe their medical bills, mental health visits.
We've put the link for where you can donate to help these kids with this story on WXYZ.com. In Pontiac, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
Thank you, Sarah.